If you take just one major lesson away from using Claude Code, make it this 4-step workflow. Explore, plan, code, and commit. Most developers run into trouble because they jump straight into the deep end, asking the AI to generate lines of code right out of the gate. This almost always leads to a frustrating loop of endless course correcting down the line. The absolute fastest way to handle a new feature or bug fix is to slow down and let the tool do the heavy lifting before a single file is ever modified. To kick off this workflow properly, you want to jump straight into plan mode by hitting Shift and Tab until you see the toggle under your text input. In this environment, Claude is completely sandboxed for making edits. Instead, it acts as a dedicated research assistant. For instance, if you tell it to add a WebP conversion step to your image upload pipeline, Claude will crawl your codebase, execute web searches, and analyze your dependencies. It then serves up a highly specific step-by-step action plan. This is your prime opportunity to review the logic and request revisions before any code is actually written. If you don't want to use plan mode specifically, you can also just ask Claude to explore your codebase generally to gather context. Once the strategy looks solid, you simply hit approve, and Claude tackles the checklist items sequentially. You retain total control here. You can configure it to auto-accept file modifications or prompt you for authorization on every individual change. The real magic of starting with plan mode is that Claude retains the deep architectural context of how it reached its conclusions. If it hits a snag mid-implementation, it uses that foundational roadmap to troubleshoot the codebase autonomously without losing sight of the end goal. For an AI assistant to be truly confident, it needs a definitive source of truth for what correct actually means. You can dramatically cut down on back-and-forth communication by giving Claude the right tools. If you are building web user interfaces, integrating the Claude and Chrome extension allows the CLI to control a live browser tab and visually test the UI elements before deeming a task finished. Furthermore, ensure you have a robust local test suite running that Claude can continuously validate against. Claude can even write these tests for you, ensuring they serve as a source of truth to avoid false positives. If you find it running into the same project-specific edge cases repeatedly, just tell it to save the solution directly to a local claude.md file so it can reference it next time. When your local tests pass and you are happy with the results, it's time to finalize your changes. Before you push to production, run a specialized sub-agent code reviewer to provide a critical, detached second look at the modifications. Finally, let Claude generate a clean Git commit message tailored precisely to your personal style. By relying on exploration for context, planning for a clear success metric, coding for iterative execution, and committing for clean delivery, you turn AI generation into a predictable, highly efficient software engineering pipeline.